Right, we are live. You know what it is, man. This is Unwrapped, man. You got your boy Heat Detector, and as you see, Naj Vino is not in the building, so we got my boy here, Beto. But we do have Naj Vino via satellite. Naj Vino, are you there?
I am here live in
Good,
the
good,
motherfucking
good, good. We
flesh.
got a live show for you tonight, man. Don't mind Beto. He's drunk right now. I told him to be quiet, so that his mouth is open because that's how he breathes. So we got a dope show tonight, Najrino. We got a dope one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited.
Are you? Do you know who it is? If you don't know, let me show you right quick.
Let's go.
Let me show you who the guest is. You know what I'm talking about? That's right. We got him on the show tonight. That's that man, Bear Grizzly. Black Truth News. Uh-oh. There we go. You know, with a little technical difficulties, but we in it. You see my mans.
Feel good. Function. My consumption is more than your rent.
Woo!
You've been through Jamaican, the Hindu.
Yeah.
Duration. United Nations.
Uh-oh. We got bad connection, man. I don't like this shit. Let's just bring him in. Let's just bring him in. The man. The motherfucking myth. The legend.
Weed in the Remy. All night erection. Ride through your section. LA to Texas. Low body count on the.
Come on now.
BEAR GRIZZLY.
Hide that. Okay. Okay. There he is. There he is.
Welcome.
Let's get this vibe right quick. Let's get this vibe right quick.
No mic cord, high into Zion, head on the backboard.
All right.
All elementary, she for the entry.
All right.
Complimentary, flow of the century, sipping on Hinkley, playful.
All right. It's good. Look, man. I got to get my shit together, man. Come on now. Look at this shit. I can't even get the people in here righteous. There we go. All right. You know what this is, man. We had a couple of technical difficulties, but we back in the building, man. We got BEAR GRIZZLY in the motherfucking building, man. What's happening, my brother? What's happening with you?
I'm good, man. I'm cool. She gonna be blank the whole.
She's via satellite up in Vietnam or something right now. So
Word.
They barely got a motherfucking internet out there, so you know she's in a live one of those stripper chat rooms to try to get this shit off tonight. So we in here though, she in here though. That's why we got Beto in the building. He drunk, but he here. Right. But yeah, man. Tried to give you a great intro, man, but I don't know what happened there. But my apologies. But how you been, brother?
I'm peaceful, man. How everything going with you?
Everything is great, man. I just like what you just said right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start using that if you don't mind. Everything is peaceful. I need to start using that.
I do.
Yeah. So hey, you know what? I know you're pressed for time, so let's just say fuck it and let's just get right into it, man. You know who I am. For those who don't know, man, I am the Heat Detector. You got my co-host, the illustrious Najvina, who cannot be seen right now, but she will be heard. And we are here with our illustrious guest. BEAR GRIZZLY is in the mother effing building, being extra peaceful, extra peaceful. Yeah. I like that. So we just gonna get down to it, bro, because I know you press for time. You know, you got shit to do, places to go. And
before you start, I just want to say congratulations on your thing, man. I've been knowing you for a while. I know you was telling me about, you know, the preparation and brainstorming and getting this thing started. So congratulations to you, your co-host, and you know what you guys got going on. You know.
Thank you so much, man. That means everything, man. Because if anybody knows how to get something off the ground, it's you, man. And I think one of my first questions to you, man, is where does that hustle come from?
Nothing. When you have nothing, you gotta try to get something, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That is facts.
I come from nothing.
Those are big facts.
Well, you know,
Yeah, and when you
you know, you say nothing, but you know, I come from something. You know, I think that's kind of when people be saying they got it from the mother, where they kind of, you know, they kind of overlook, you know, the foundation. So I do, you know, I do have the foundation. I come from, you know, we come from the hood, but you know, I come from the era where it was community. You know, we had violence and drugs,
right,
but those people who partake, you know, your family and all that, you know, it was a community. So I was raised by a village. You know, people looked out for me. So
absolutely,
you know,
and I salute that.
yeah, I come from a good foundation. You know what I'm saying? A good, you know, some stand up individuals. You know what I'm saying? Men and women. You know.
Now, are you originally from Chicago? Because I saw that you have family members in Oakland. That's Oakland, California, right?
Yeah, I got family members all over this country, man. But I'm Chi-Town to the core. I'm born and raised in Chicago.
He's Chi-Town to the core. You heard that, man. Chi-Town to the motherfucking core.
Special breed.
You gotta love that.
Special breed.
Okay, so when did you get into hip hop and the culture itself? Was you like kind of bred into it? Because a lot of people sometimes they say, "Oh, I got into hip hop because you know it's just how I grew up. It was just you know." And then there's some people that are like, "Well, I didn't get into it until I was about 13 or 14, or you know what I'm saying?"
You know, I'm gonna tell an interesting story, right? So, you know, me and my guy and them, you know, we was like, you know, we was in. I went to NIU in DeKalb, Illinois, and you know, we used to, you know, get high in the dorm rooms and freestyle and all that. And I think I was still in school or whatever, but you know, we was like people knew, you know, I was kind of nice on the freestyle and you know what I'm saying, I get blowed or whatever. I was like, damn, you know, whatever. But you know, we was popping in and out studios. So interesting story, and I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, one of my guys who was with me. An interesting story about how I actually linked up with my producer DJ Rowe, who was on the primary. He did the beat on the video you just played on United Nations. So how I linked up to him, it was New Year's, right? So it's a funny story. It was New Year's. I'm with my guys. It was New Year's Eve. We going around the city. We kind of looking, you know, for somewhere to party at. So everybody was like, well, we got this chick over here. They got a party over here. So we like literally all over the city. We in the suburbs. We up north. We everywhere.
Right.
And we end up in the projects, the State Street projects on New Year's Eve, right? Don't ask me why we was young and dumb, but we was at the Stateway projects. Cause somebody told me, one of our guys was like, man, we know this chick over here, and you know her girl. So we was just going everywhere. We was like 2-3 cars deep,
right,
riding everywhere. We had more wet in the car. So we was just riding.
More wet.
We got
that's how y'all was.
New Year's
yeah,
Eve.
we was just moving. You know what I'm saying? So we got more
wet.
Yeah, we was just doing it ghetto fabulous. It was New Year's. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got pulled over a couple times by the police. So long story short, we end up at Stateway projects, and we end up there like maybe 11:45 or what. So when 12 o'clock hit, it's shooting, and we in the projects. Now, I'm from the hood, but I'm not from the projects, and I'm from the west side. I'm from the west side, but we on the south side in the projects. So we getting ready to leave out the damn lobby. You know, and motherfuckers just busting. So we end up long story, we end up at a downtown hotel where we supposed to have been at first.
Right.
Somewhere
where you supposed to be.
Somewhere cool. We end up at a downtown hotel, and we freestyling. We were just laughing about the night, and this is way after 12. It's like 1:30 in the morning, and this cat, Willie B, shout out to Willie B from Memphis. He was there, and he was like, "You cats want to do something with that?" We was like, "Yeah, whatever." He's like, "Give me y'all number." So we heard that lick before, but he get his number, and he hooked us up with DJ Rowe. And after that, it was just history. We were just going to the studio every weekend, man. So That's how I got officially started recording or whatever.
Recording and rapping. But as far as like the culture itself, hip hop culture, you was already immersed in that, right?
Oh, you born into that. You know what I'm saying? You born into that. You know,
not everybody.
Around that time,
you know?
around that time when y'all had got introduced to your producer, what were you actually listening to?
Hip hop. I'm a hip hop fiend. I'm a hip hop head. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
what I'm saying. So the question is like the culture itself. I hear you saying that you were born into it, but you know, when did you like really recognize this is something you want to listen to all the fucking time?
The first time I heard it. I mean, I can't. Well, you know, I guess you. What is it like? I can't recall who first. Maybe LL, Crush Groove, that whole Run DMC.
Right.
Let me put it this way. My uncles, you know, you start, you know, people. When you're in the household with older people, you kind of gravitate to what they listening to. So of course you have R&B and all that stuff, but, you know, and New Edition and that. But my uncle and them was like Run DMC fiends. They'd be down in the basement. I could go down there.
It's always the uncle. It's always the uncle.
Always.
The uncle, man. You know, because you know your pops is a little bit older, so you don't really think your parents that cool. So your uncles are the ones that are older but closer in age where you look at them and they cool. So, you know,
right.
My Uncle Ty, you know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, Uncle Ty.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, my couple uncles, man, they was downstairs getting high, smoking weed, you know, doing, you know, they was hustling, doing their thing, and they was into Run DMC and all and Rakim, you know what I'm saying? So I picked up from them, just seeing them, and
so you picked up from the greats. You picked up from
basically. Yeah.
All right. Nasha, you wanna add into that?
Who would you consider to be your favorite lyricist?
Favorite lyricist.
You ain't got to say me, man. I retired a long time ago.
Favorite lyricist. Wow, that's a good question. Because I'm assuming that's different from rapper or MC, right?
Yeah, I was going to ask you after who's your favorite artist.
Favorite lyricist probably will be. Wow. That's a good question.
Maybe you got more than one.
Yeah, I got more than one. I would say Nas, Rakim.
Good ones. The greats.
Nas, Rakim, Scarface. Yeah, I would put those lyrically at like the top, at my top.
Top tier.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not too many people say Scarface. Everybody who says Scarface, I appreciate that. Scarface and Black Dog.
Scarface is like, you know, Shakespearean, man. You know, if you just listen to it, man, he's just like super dope. Super dope.
So the next question is, okay, so you're rapping, you're doing things. Now, when you were going to the studio, did you have any intentions on putting anything out, or you guys were just in there fucking around?
Nah, never fucking around. You know what I'm saying?
See, never that's the hustler part.
Yeah. So we was already, you know, had a hustler mentality just coming from where we came from. You know what I'm saying? So we was already, you know, I wouldn't say getting money, but we was just like grinding, working jobs.
You were riding around drinking Moet back in the day, and that used to be like the Cristal and the Ace of Spades now.
Exactly. Moet and Remy. You know
Remy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was our thing. So you know what I'm saying?
Y'all was getting money.
Huh?
Y'all was getting money. Y'all was getting money.
You know, you just surviving, really. You know, you think it's money, but you know, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
But you know,
you spend it as soon as you get it, and then you make a little bit more, and you spend some more. You just it's the perpetual or the hamster wheel,
exactly,
so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we immediately we started putting our money back into, you know, pressing up, CDs or whatever, and that's what we was doing.
Now to piggyback off that, so back in 2006, I arrived in Chicago, and MySpace is cracking, and I don't recall how you came across my attention, but you did, and that's how we met. Right. I had just got here. I was just trying to make a name for myself in this city, which is a really tough thing to do. And you showed enough gratitude that I had followers on MySpace and everything, but nobody really knew me in the city. Mm-hmm. And you showed like enough humility and everything. Like when I asked you to come through into my shitty ass little studio, by the way, I almost played that fucking song too. That you recorded a joint with these kids that I was working with and shit. I don't know if you remember. Yeah. The song itself it's still dope as fuck to me. But man, I always said to myself, man, that brother did not have to do that, because at the time I remember you were going around, you were going state to state selling CDs and shit, right? Yep. I remember because we were chatting back and forth on MySpace, and then at some point I had given you my number, and then we started talking on the phone, and so we've been in contact ever since, and that's 2006. So we're looking at like what, 16 years, bro, something like that.
Right. That was a good forum. I met quite a few people through that forum for artists. I don't know. I heard it still exists, but I don't know how prevalent it is.
Yeah, it sucks now. Justin Timberlake owns it and some other people. It's horrible. Yeah. Like my profile is still on there, but I can never actually get to it. So, but yeah. So speaking of that, I remember you came through. You were fucking humble as hell. You were cool as shit. Everybody fell in love with you that day. You came in, you did your thing, you hung out for a minute, but like the BEAR GRIZZLY does, he got things to do, trees to shake, money to make, you know what I'm saying? But you came through, and I really, all these years, I've always really appreciated that, because you also showed a bit of professionalism to those guys. They were kids at the time that I was trying to teach them. You know what I'm saying? And you came in without even knowing. You showed these kids how to really get down and do some shit in the studio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But how do you go from that to Black Truth News? Right. But before we get there, before we go there, Najmino, you got to say something. I know you're burning with questions over there.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know about not necessarily the hustle, but like the pressure to stay on top of like the latest story, the exclusive. Like, do you feel any of that? Like is it something that when you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh shit, what's going on? Like, I got to be the first to say this, or like, how do you keep up?
You can't really, you know what I'm saying? I mean, literally with the internet, stuff is happening by the second. So
right.
You're on top of everything. Somebody's always going to have it. Not always, but most of the time, you know what I'm saying? It's already, you got to get it from some source. You understand what I'm saying? Unless you're actually there, and a lot of what I do, or some of what just as a foundation is that I didn't start it. I didn't start, well, just to give you guys a background. I didn't start. Well, first and foremost, I was a writer first. You know what I'm saying? Before I was into, before I consider myself an MC, but before I got into that, I was writing. I wrote for my high school newspaper.
This is why I don't mean to interrupt you, but this is why I had to take a step back, because I was going to allude to all the different hats that you wear. So you're a writer, you're a rapper, you're low key hip hop historian, you're a founder and creator of Black Truth News. You wear all these hats, and obviously, to me, and maybe not to the average person, but that you all of that has to stem from somewhere. And I think you said it right there, that it all stemmed from your writing in school and everything, and being a journalist, because that also too, you're a journalist, you're a storyteller, you carry all these hats.
Right.
And how do you manage that? Like, you know what I'm saying? How do you manage all of those different things?
Well, I mean, to answer her question too, I heard, Russell Simmons say, whatever you do, you gotta do it with a purpose. So most of the things that I do, I don't do for money, and then,
Right.
people say, well, how you make money, this or whatever, and how you able to get these things or do whatever, but it's never started from money. So, my basis, just to tie all you guys' questions together is that, it's also too activism, so I consider myself an activist also too.
That's the other hat as well.
So, all this tied together, and I'm gonna give you the background and give you the long story long or the short story short. So, I started off, writing, and I wanted to make a transition from, I didn't want to make a transition, but I just wanted to have something that was under my belt for as when everybody see me, just like, oh, he just do this or just rap or
Right.
whatever, And the ironic thing is, when I started off, making music, I wanted people to recognize me for that. I wanted people,
right.
It takes a lot for people to recognize you and label you as something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever it could be. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to, when I step into place, I wanted people to be like, oh yeah, he spit. You know what I'm saying? When I immediately come in the door, I wanted people to know, oh yeah, like people to whisper, like, yeah, he do what he do. You know what I'm saying? So when I got to that point where people were established on that, I wanted to have something else under my belt. The Black Truth News, it started off just as an email, like he said, he got emails or whatever, newsletter, and I just wanted to have a different perspective on what goes on in our community. So
right.
You may hear something on the news about a brother or a sister getting shot, and they don't give you the right perspective of what's going on. So I wanted to give, our perspective from it, and so it wasn't really surrounded by like headlines or anything like that. It was just surrounded by a perspective. And I didn't want to write. I just wanted the people to submit their articles or whatever. So that's how it started off. It was just a community newsletter. And people just was emailing what was going on in the community. And when things started getting more digitalized, I went to blacktruth.net. So that's what people want people to recognize, is the website is blacktruth.net. And that was what transitioned to kind of trying to get to more stories and more headlines and more up-to-date things that's happening, in entertainment. So our tagline of what we specialize in is entertainment, sports, and politics, community news. But by me having a background in music, I got so many submissions. It was started off as I wanted people to send stuff from the community, but I had so many connections from music. I started getting all these rappers sending their music. And I was like, I'm not doing no hip hop. This is just a community. But after a while, it started being so overwhelming that I ain't had no choice but to start putting entertainment.
You had to pivot into entertainment.
I had to, because that's my background, and that's what was happening. Everybody was kind of like, my inbox is still like flooded with just people like, check out this new video from Lil So and So or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know you couldn't possibly be doing it all by yourself. Do you have staff writers and things of that nature?
I still have regular contributions, but primarily, I wear, like you said, I wear a lot of hats. It's it's tenuous. It's hard work. You definitely have people, help you out with it. But for the most part, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm overseeing everything, and I had a final say. So So, you know, I have people help out with social media and things of that nature. But for the most part, I kind of think like it kind of falls on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
You mentioned at the very beginning of the interview that you were raised by a village and you come from a group of people that that one should respect. Do you feel now that you're amongst peers when you talk about the family members that you looked up to? Do you feel like you're respected by them?
I think I got respect. I think I got respect. I mean, I don't get that much disrespect. That's for sure. You know what I mean?
That's always good. That's
Well, you know, his name ain't Bear Grizzly for no reason. How tall are you? Like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7"?
I'm 6'4". You know what I'm saying?
I must
You
be
know,
shrinking.
the wrong side of 250. You know what I'm saying?
Now, the reason why I asked you that was because a lot of people that are entrepreneurs, it's a very different struggle. It's a very different hustle, and sometimes people just feel overworked, and there's no room to smell the flowers, so to speak. So I always like to see if people are out there checking the temperature and just making sure you feel your worth.
That's a good statement. No, you don't. You never really actually feel it, and you want to, get on social media and cry about, you guys are not doing this or whatever. But that shit don't make no difference. You just got to keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna feel it because people don't really see what the work you put in. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
So you're never gonna, just like what you guys doing now. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of preparation. You know what I'm saying? So people just see the end product.
Yeah.
So people are not never going to really fully appreciate what you're doing because they don't know what it is. They just come with suggestions like, "Oh, you should be doing this or you should be doing that." Like, man,
I get a lot of that.
you know how long it took me to do this one thing that I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, because even this podcast was a thought that turned into fruition. You know what I'm saying? And that's with everything that when you're a creative person, it always starts with a thought. So already you answered that the thought of Black Truth News started from the community at first, ended up being entertainment. Where does that stand now? Are you still just entertainment? Do you still cover the stories that matter, you know what I'm saying, in the community?
You got everything out here.
Yeah, that's I do. I put an emphasis on that, you know what I'm saying? But to be honest, it's kind of hard not to it's kind of hard not to try to it's kind of hard to try to stay relevant and not keep up with the Joneses. People gravitate.
There you go. That's what I was talking about because of the state that we live in nowadays.
Yeah.
People's attention spans are like fucking Twinkies. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do something that catches them right away, they just click because everything is at their fingertips now. So do you find that as like a struggle to like even think oh shit, I got to get up, do this right now? What is your motivation to do it, knowing that there's millions of people out there, probably millions and millions that want to hear and want to see the things that you truly want to do, but it's those ones that are just clicking and clicking off that, you know what I'm saying, that are filling your inbox in and everything else, just because they want to see their face on YouTube or on someone's website or something.
Me personally, man, one of my problems, and I ain't gonna say what, is that, I kind of like, sometimes I have a real effort attitude. If I ain't feeling it, I ain't just gonna do it, man. I don't
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's with everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I just be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's why I control my own narrative or whatever. If I feel like doing it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really be drawn off if it's one person or a million people checking it out, it's just like, man, it's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But with that being said, don't you think that the consistency and hard work has to be put into it in order for it to succeed to a degree?
Yeah, that's what anything, man. You know, you got to put the hard work into it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to lose your joy neither, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just looking at the content out here, like it's not a whole bunch of just like buzzworthy, you know, the hottest story, the hottest thing. There's like a lot of interesting things out here. And of course there's headlines and, you know, the things that are going on that, you know, people want to see, but it's done in a different light, if you will.
Right. It's definitely, you know, we got, you know, brothers and sisters, you know, like, just like I said, it started off, you know, community. So I would say we didn't have like, you know, I'm hopefully by the end of the year, I have everything cataloged just as a ticker of, you know, everything categorized, like you know, it's categorized, but I'm just saying, I just been doing inventory of what's going on. So we just like, I got like maybe 2,000 submissions of people talking about, you know, the things going on as far as the lack of teacher funding and things. You know, a lot of people are not going to put that up in there. I got, you know, brothers who in there who just talking about, you know, the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you're not going to go to a site and they're talking about the latest who's screwing who's cheating on who, and then you go to the next article, somebody's telling you about Christianity, or, you know what I'm saying? I just put whatever in there. Then, you know, I got brothers who talk about health and sisters who talk about relationship, and, you know, it is whatever, you know, you know, because, you know, my basis is, my thing is, I just go off, you know, what I want. I just don't want to hear about one thing all the time. I just don't want to sit about the same scandal. I want to have something else to kind of expand my mind. So it's definitely
food for the brain. You need some food.
Yeah. So, you know, I look at everything from my perspective also too. And then, you know, also too, you know, like he was telling me, you know, coming to the studio and young brothers, you know, trying to rap or whatever, you know, I got like 200, even before I started interviewing like, you know, major artists or whatever, I got like 100, 150 like independent artists nobody heard of, just giving them an interview, putting their new video up. You understand what I'm saying? Giving them, not charging them nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm an independent artist, you know, I'm not well known. You know, I made a few ruffles here and there, but, you know, I know how it is just to go to the studio, pay for studio time, and just have a song, and you just want somebody to, you know, you want to talk about it. You know what I mean?
So to piggyback off that, how did you go from selling CDs in your car to interviewing artists? Now, that's a huge jump. That's a huge jump from selling CDs in your car state to state, like going on the road with your own money, your own everything. And next thing you know, you're backstage somewhere interviewing somebody. And then I'm like, what the hell? And then next week, you're backstage somewhere else in a whole nother state interviewing somebody. I'm like, well, you know, how does one get to that point? Not for me, but for the people.
Honestly, I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. You know what I'm saying? I started getting publicists, man. It jumped from artists sending their stuff to their publicists start sending stuff. So I got, you know, I just did a Zoom conference with the cast of BET's Tammy Romans.
I saw that.
I saw that.
It hasn't been published yet because they haven't sent me the link. I just got the trailer for On TV's I forgot the name of the show. It's a movie or something, and I just did they cast. Next week, God willing, I'll be in Atlanta covering the One Music Fest with Lil Baby.
Wow.
And, you know what I'm saying?
See, no, you got to back up. We got to back up because you can't just go. You're missing one. It's like there's two pieces of the puzzle, but none of them motherfuckers fit in that last piece. You know what I'm saying? So you are intentionally leaving out like one move you made. You had to have made a move because I don't see how, like me personally, I've been in this game for a long time. I've been from the top all the way down to the bottom of the shit. And what I do know is you don't be the guy selling CDs and all of a sudden there's the guy backstage interviewing motherfuckers, because that's a big gap,
bro. Like I said, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
It's okay. Say you got the gift of gab, and maybe you talked your way into a couple of them joints. Maybe you slipped in the door somewhere or something. You know what I mean? Maybe you was just at the right time in the right place.
Maybe so, but I can't call it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't. You know what I attribute it to? You know, because people ask me that. You know, because you know it's a popularity with people with the podcast. So a lot of my peers, the people who was rapping or whatever, they got podcasts and they asked me, you know, and I kind of feel like, you know, truth be told, you know, same way I was like, you know, back when I was just hustling or whatever.
There it is. That's the key. That's the key right there. That's all I wanted to hear, that you was just hustling, because that's really all it takes. And then for anybody out there listening right now, that means don't just sit on your ass. You're looking at a man right now that put his own gas money in his car back when we had CDs, filled his trunk up full of CDs, and just took off. Left the city, took off, and said, fuck it, I'm going to sell these motherfuckers everywhere. I remember calling you sometimes. You'd be like, man, I'm about to leave right, man. I won't be back for 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. Like, where you going? Yeah, I gotta go push these CDs, bro.
Word.
I'm like, all right.
Word. You know, I ship 2,000 CDs down to South Beach to the hotel I'm staying at before I get there.
Yeah.
I tell her the front clerk that, you know, I got a package coming there. I got a room. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll be there next weekend, you know, but I got a package, some boxes gonna be there. You know, Wednesday. I'll be there Friday to pick it up, hold it for me. And it'd be like 2,000 CDs. When I touch there, you know, I'm down there in 2,000 CDs, you know what I'm saying? For 2,000
at about what, $5, $6, $10 a whop?
You already know. But you know, my thing was, I know they got the digital thing, and that's one thing as an artist too. I didn't totally grasp it because, you know, I'm into tangible money exchange.
Right.
It's a different hustle, but you know, it was so sweet back then. It's just like shit. You know, once you get the independent going and you get, you know, hooked up with people who can manufacture your thing, you can sell them motherfuckers whatever you want. You're gonna make a profit.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I think what some of the people might be missing here, you know what I mean? Because you said a key thing there, you know, hustle. And we understand that the digital game is different now. But if somebody just heard what you said, where you would fly in, but you would call first and say, I have a package coming in, I got a room booked, whatever. See, somebody might hear this and take that hustle to a whole nother level.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's supposed to be. And that's what I'm trying to get across to anybody that's listening. Take the game that this man is saying. Understand what he's saying. He took the time out of his own money, not his granny's money, no, his own money, found a place to print his CDs, packaged them, sent them somewhere, booked a room, flew out there. Now he's sitting in a city with 2,000 CDs that didn't hardly cost him shit, and he out there hustling and grinding them motherfuckers. Now the moral of the story is find your hustle. If it's digital, then find the best digital way you can hustle. When I mean hustle, I don't mean spamming people and shit like that. Make it something, as he said, tangible. Would you agree?
I agree totally, yeah.
You know, because this game can be split in a million different pieces of pie, and everybody can still get money.
That's true.
So the key, like the moral to the story and the key to the story is don't be worried about the next man. Figure out your hustle, man, and get on your grind. You know what I'm saying? And as he said, Mr. Bear Grizzly, don't settle for just like one thing. I don't know that he actually said that, but basically when he says he was a journalist, but didn't just, you know, he focused on a bunch of other things. He had a lot of things. He wore a lot of hats, and so don't just think of yourself as a rapper, right?
True. You got to diversify your portfolio, man.
Yeah, you've got not only be and if you're a rapper, if that's what your singular thought is, you're gonna lose always, because you're like Bear Grizzly is a brand. Black Truth News is a brand. These are all brands, and what is he? He's the owner of all these brands. These are like little McDonald's in every fucking neighborhood, every fucking state that he has. You people listening to me? Nasmina, are they listening to me?
I hope so. I really do.
Bear Grizzly, are they listening to me, bro? Maybe they're listening to you better. I'm kind of like the old dude. It's kind of like listening to their pops right now, man. Talk to them, bro.
Nah, you hit it on the nail, bro. I mean, you know, if they checking in right now, they, you know, need to be heard what you spitting to them, because it's facts. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put it, you know, that's the only way you're gonna get something out of it, is what you put into it. You know what I'm
Right. If you put zero effort, then your only effort is being in the studio, guess what? You're gonna be sitting on songs.
Yeah, and we're living in the age of people who just crave instant gratification. So there's a lot missing out here.
Right. Yeah.
But the truth be told, there's an ass for every seat. Y'all hear me out there? There is a ass for every seat. Just because they sat in little baby seat don't mean there ain't a seat for them over there in your section. You know what I'm saying? Just because they sat in Bear Grizzly's seat don't mean there ain't a section over there for you as a rapper. Just because they sat in Black Truth News doesn't mean there isn't a seat for your podcast or your newsletter or your thing. It's just about how you go about doing it. Do you want it? Or do you want to sit around? Do you want a legacy? Would you call what you have a legacy?
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, I'm just doing. I'm just alive, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Day by day. That's it. You know, tomorrow.
Yeah, but you also know that everything we put on the internet is there forever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So that, to a degree, is a legacy. Would you agree?
In some sense, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, you know, the stuff that you put out there, people are going to be able to check, you know, forever, hopefully, you know. So that's
it's once it's out there, it's there.
Word.
It's there. You know what I'm saying? You got anything new coming up? Any new ventures? Any new things on the horizon? Because we're running on 43 minutes right now. I know you're pressed for time. You got any new ventures? Any new albums? Anything popping up? I saw that, you know, we just tried to play the United Nations song that was out. You put that out in January 29th of 2022. That's what it says.
Yeah. Well, I put another video out that you know, the music, I'm kind of like, it's like, you know, sporadic, you know what I'm saying? I still have people hit me up about it, and it's still in me, you know what I'm saying? It never go nowhere. So, you know, I'll be dropping joints here and there, but it can't be definitive because it's just how I feel at the moment. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful thing is that, you know, we can monetize it and put it on these different platforms. So a lot of the old videos and stuff is on legendsuntold.org. So that's like that's another site for entertainment. People want to hit me up for photography or creative web design, things of that nature. That's another entity right there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a continuation, because not only did when I was doing the music, I also started Legends Untold, which was before BlackTruth.net, and that was just an entertainment company, because a lot of brothers and sisters was asking me, man, how you do this, how you press this, or whatever. So I started off with brothers and sisters paying me to photograph their album cover, get on.
That's right. You did album cover artwork and shit. I forgot about that. Jesus Christ. How many fucking hats do you wear, bro?
Wow.
just give us, and not just for me, but like for the listeners out there that think that it's tough just making their music by themselves or doing whatever. How many fucking hats are you wearing?
Well, it's just who I am. So, for instance, when you ask about the new ventures, you know what I'm saying? Me and you talk, or whatever the case may be. Some of the ventures, like the Legends Untold thing, is just helping people out. So, in the future, and I'm gonna talk to you about that, is that one of the umbrellas, and since I'm putting it out there, usually I don't talk about stuff until it's happening. So I'm just gonna pitch it to you or whatever. It's just how brothers and sisters can start their podcast. So it'll be a joint venture with people like yourself or whatever, where
Listen, man, say less. Anything I can do to help. I'm out. I'm one phone call away, bro, and you already know how I am. I'm shit. Just from that first day, I had talked to you, multiple times before that day that you actually showed up in 2006 or 7 or whatever it was. But you came in, no questions asked, and everything. And so that's how I'm going to give it back to you. No questions asked, no nothing. Anything you need from me, you already know I got you.
Well, I want to say this.
I got you.
I appreciate that, but you asked about the ventures in the business, but it's I be wanting people to get paid. So if you started this and you put your thing in it, of course I will, be a conduit for you to be like, hey, I could show this brother and sister for a fee or whatever, how you got to this point. No matter how many views you got, if somebody got 0 views and you got 10 views, you could tell them to get to that point and, help them,
sure.
You know what I'm saying? So
there's levels to it, but yeah, right. Listen, man, I ain't concerned about all that. I know the inner workings, and I know there's a lot of things we could discuss without being on here. But just for the people out there, you know what I mean. Give them the information of like how they can reach you. Shit, I don't know. Najmino, you're too damn quiet. Without your picture there, it's too damn quiet. We're gonna have to have somebody move the mouth when you talk, so it makes it look like Bethel's saying something over there.
Well, you can go to blacktruth.net. That's the that's the primary.
But you got 8 million emails. How are they gonna know you're gonna answer them back? Maybe there's some kid right now is the next Jay-Z, the next billionaire, and he only wants to talk to you.
Okay, well. If you go on these sites, there's links where you can, email us or whatever. But, you can go to blacktruth.net@gmail.com. You can go to blacktruth85. I got 7 million emails. I can't remember the passcodes for all the damn emails for different things. You can go to legendsuntold78@gmail.com. You can go to you can DM me at Black Truth News on all platforms. My personal IG is arrogantb.g on and I gotta change that. I don't know why, because people like
arrogant Badu.
it's arrogant. It's arrogantb.g. Oh. Arrogant, yeah. So, but it's been that way for so long, and it's just like a personal.
When nigga was drunk, he probably type in, "Oh, that's Erica Badu."
Right. So. You can reach me on that, but just like I said, we got a ton of submissions. If you got some ideas, or you just doing your thing and you want to send it over, obviously, if you submit something to the site, to Black Truth, got a ton of stuff. So there ain't no guarantee that it's going to be on immediately. You know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. It's kind of like we get to you when we get to you. You know what I'm saying. So, you know.
Yeah. So part of so you just said something very important, and this is for people to hear. Part of this whole process of being a rapper, being an entrepreneur, being a writer, being a singer, being a person of all these creative talents, one of the biggest things that you have to have is patience. Shit don't happen overnight. What's brand new to everybody else is old business to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so you got to keep that in mind, and you have to do your due diligence. You can't call somebody. I just was talking to, anyway, they're going to go unnamed, but they're like, I called them, but nobody answered. You know, they didn't hit me back. The problem with that is a lot of the generation now is the me right now. They don't understand that for some old heads, a lot of times, or even for some new heads, they want to see how bad you want it because they're the ones giving you the opportunity, not you giving them the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so just because you called or text and they didn't hit you right back right away does not mean they're on fuck shit or bullshit. Maybe they're sitting there waiting and see, let me see how bad he wants it. He or she or them or hey or whatever the fuck they go by. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how, because there's a lot of that still going on. You know what I mean? How bad you really want it, because I'm giving you the opportunity. Let me see how hungry you are for it. You know what I'm saying? So with that, do your due diligence. Cross your T's, dot your I's. If you hit up Bear Grizzly, you better wait. It might take a minute. Don't think he's going to hit you right back. He might not. He might be busy. You're not Barack Obama hitting him up. You're Billy Joe fuckface in your basement trying to do something, or in your bedroom sitting on your bed with a USB mic. He don't got time for all that shit, but he will make time for it. But it doesn't mean you're, you know, and I'm not talking shit about anybody and how they go about making their music, because there's a lot of great music being made nowadays in people's bedrooms and shit. Billie Eilish and her brother did it in their bedroom and they won Grammys. So it could happen, but you have to do your due diligence. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the work. You know, what is the saying with great something comes something some I don't know, I can't remember it right now, but with great responsibility comes fuck it, I don't know.
Right. I know what you're saying though.
Yeah, so you have to understand, like, if you I don't know, you give some advice. How about this? If you had to give a young Bear Grizzly advice about how to maneuver today, what the fuck would you say, bro? If you was looking at a young you right now and you knew what you was getting ready to start doing and whatever, what would you tell him? What would you tell him in this day and age, though?
Ironically, I would tell me to be more patient.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. I would tell me to be more patient. You know, even though things have came my way and I have worked towards some things, a lot of things that, you know, I could have done more of if I would have been a little bit more patient. Right.
And I say to people, one of the greatest pieces of advice I can give someone in this day and age is content. Throw everything at the wall. Even if all of it bounces back to you and you get nothing, eventually something will stick. Mm-hmm. Eventually something will stick. So if you throw a million things at the wall and it's taken you 4 years, and all of a sudden one of them hits, well, you're on. And the greatest part about it is now people have all of this back catalog to go and look at and see and understand where you're going. My man froze up. Let's see. There he is. I don't know. We got two of you, one frozen and one good. Oh, he must be. There he is. There he goes. Yeah, but did you hear what I said?
No, I heard you. It's all good, man. And like I said, I appreciate you guys having me on. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I have no problem, talking. It's always a pleasure. Me and him chop it up off of here. You know what I'm saying? So you have is nothing because me and him, we'll talk for an hour, no problem, just off air.
He's talking about me, Notch. He didn't say my name, but he talking about me.
I kind of figured.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about heat detector. I just take it for granted that they know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So it's all good, and you're speaking facts, man. And I hope everybody check it out. You know what I'm saying? Each week you're on here, just doing y'all thing, man. Congrats.
Hey, listen, I got one thing to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
We started this thing with Rose Red, man, where we got something we call a homie of the show. Okay. And you are officially the second homie of the show. Second homie of the show. And let's give a round of applause for that. Come on, goddammit. We got two homies of the show. That means we call you. We understand we can call you. We understand we can talk to you at any motherfucking time. Anytime you want us to fucking chime in, we'll chime in. Anytime you want us on Black Truth News, we right there. Anytime you want us on Legends of the Game. What is it again? Legends of the Game?
Legends Untold.
Legends Untold, meaning you unknown people out there or whatever. He's out there trying to help you. You know what I'm saying? My man's got a great heart. He's got humility to the goddamn ceiling, but don't push him because he's not the one. How can they find you outside of everything we just said? You might as well give it to him one more again.
Yeah, you can go to Black Truth News on all platforms. You can go to legendsuntold.org. See, my archives, the work I've been putting in musically, any type of services you guys may need, you can go to Legends Untold. You can email me at blacktruth.net@gmail.com or BEARGRIZZLY98@gmail.com.
My mans, listen, we love you over here. That's why we calling you a homie of the show.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
We only got two homies of the show. We only got two of them right now. So, you know what I'm saying? You number two. The only reason is I couldn't get you on the show earlier. You'd probably been number one, the first one.
It's all proved.
That's fact. Things happen in time. And I'm very patient. You know what I'm saying? And if we said anything about this, we want anybody out there listening to take something out of this. You know what I mean? Find your own hustle. Find your own grind. Don't blame it on nobody else. Put that content out there, man. Make sure the shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And if you need some help, man, Unwrap is over here, man. We homies of the show. We homies of Black Truth News. We homies of everything Black Truth does. We homies with everything that Bear Grizzly does. What are you talking about? Right. Shit, we out here, man. We appreciate your time, homie. We appreciate everything that you're doing. I know you got to go. Probably got to go pump some more CDs out or do whatever, nice. Eat some pizza. I don't know what you're going to do. It's a Friday night. You probably going to be out there.
Nah, it's the day of rest, man. It's Sabbath day.
Oh,
so,
okay.
You just chill, you know what I'm saying? Relax on a Friday night, you know what I'm saying? Give thanks, you know what I'm saying? And keep it moving.
Well, I'll tell you what right now, man. We give thanks to you. We give thanks to everything that you're doing. We give thanks to you coming on this podcast, man, and speaking your truth, your Black truth, your truth of everything that you do, man. And I appreciate you.
Word. Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to UN Rap and
it's Unwrap. This ain't United Nations. We unwrapping rap music, bro. We unwrapping
it's Unwrap.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking about my video. So
nah, we unwrapping it. We're unwrapping rap. We're talking about nobody talking about. Come on, man. You better start watching our podcast. You better, man. If you don't like, subscribe, boy. I'm gonna come at you, man. We gonna take away your homie of the show.
I got you, man. Unwrap. Shout out to Rap. I got it. Yeah, that's slick.
All right, man. Go and do your thing, man. I'm gonna kick you up out of here, bro.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Thanks a
Thanks
lot,
a
guys.
lot, man. Gratitude.
Yep.
Stay up. Be safe.
Yes, sir.
All right, Najbino, come on now. Talk to me.
That was very interesting. I really like to see, like examples of somebody that got it out the mud, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because people just like, I don't understand. Like every facet of life we deal with now, there is no grace and patience. Like people are batshit fucking crazy.
Let me tell you something. When his it wasn't even a show or nothing in the beginning. It was just emails, and I didn't even know it was him.
Okay.
I was getting blasted with Black Truth News, and I was like, man, what the fuck is this?
So it was like an old school newsletter.
Yeah, it was like a newsletter, and when I would click on it, it would be like somebody got shot here and this and that, and this happened over here, and I was like, I didn't understand what it was, and even he said it started off because he wanted the community to know what the news wasn't saying. Hence the name Black Truth News, right? We don't get the real news that happens in the neighborhoods and shit.
No, just a little bit.
We might get one or two or three people a weekend that may have been killed, that the news says, okay, we'll run this story. When there's like 40 shootings throughout the city and 19 deaths.
Yeah, right.
And how it affects the neighborhoods and shit. I knew this interview wasn't going to be funny and crazy and shit like that because, obviously his demeanor, you see, it's not that kind of person, although he's a funny guy. But he's more grounded on different levels of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it took him a minute to get. No, not at all. But it took him a minute to get there. Hence the patience, and hence understanding, and hence raised by a village. We got to bring that back.
Yeah.
That's so I do Sunday sit downs with Heat. You got to do. Nasha helps raise a village.
Nah, you know what? I'd rather do. I'm really into like motherfuckers paving their road to peace. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to help people do that shit. Like, cause
okay, think of a name for it, man. Let's work on it.
Cause like it's a.
Because I've been thinking about the Sunday sit down for a minute.
Okay.
And Bodine's gonna be the first goddamn guest. And it's a 30-minute show. Stops abruptly at 30 minutes.
Oh, now that's the shit. So you got to cram whatever in 30. That's funny.
Yeah. It's Sunday sit downs with Heat. It's a 30-minute show. That's it, because I want to start making shorts for YouTube because they just did some monetization for shorts.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I don't know exactly what the fuck happened with this shit, but I said I was gonna clean out all my subscriptions, right? Because I got mad fucking YouTube subscriptions, and a lot of them shits I don't even get like notifications when they post stuff. It's just annoying. So this one chick, she had in the suggested section.
You realize we're still live, right? We're still live.
Yeah. In the suggested section,
okay.
Her short was out there, and she said something like she had a meet and greet, and nobody came. So I was reading the comments, and motherfuckers was like, "Oh, well, shit. That's what happens when you put all your time and energy into just doing shorts and you don't do content no more. Motherfuckers out here, short. They called her a short whore, all type of shit." I was fucking rolling, but like, I guess she getting money. You know what I'm saying? Off the fact that they monetize them shits, and that's all.
Yeah, they monetize them shorts, man.
Yeah, they
changed the game because they saw the money that TikTok is making.
Oh man,
and shit like that. So here's the thing, like BEAR GRIZZLY was saying, the patience and understanding strategy. You see, there's somebody that goes without saying or named that didn't understand the strategy You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's a strategy to this. And even as we're going on now, you see the differences.
Yeah.
And if you understand the strategy, then you understand, okay, I understand what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I can explain it to you a million times, but I can show you better than I can tell you.
I wonder though, too, in hindsight, if maybe said person who shan't be named just wasn't in the right space. You know.
Thought about that too. Thought about that too. But unfortunately, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and like you said, there's an ass for every seat. So
Yeah, I mean, I wish the best on that person. I don't wish bad on anybody. I did my due diligence. I reached out. I did whatever. It's unfortunate, but I think at this point where we are now, he or she or he or they or whatever, probably would have been a good person to have, as long as they weren't combative and understanding and know that every person's place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to encourage you to say a lot of things, not trying to get personal about anything. We're just talking about the show. Mm-hmm. To say things, and I know I talk a lot. So it's imperative that the other person is able to be like, hey, I'm not going to cop any attitude about it. Just say what the fuck you got to say. Go ahead. You know what I mean? I'll shut up. Like, but a person has to know how to do that, and it doesn't take a real skill. It just means, hey, wait a minute, hold up, and then, oh, I don't mean to cut you off type shit. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
I mean, if you're talking a lot, I mean, as long as you're talking about something that's relevant, I don't give a shit. I mean, when I need you to shut the fuck up so I can slide in, I might say shut the fuck up so I can slide in.
First of all, don't make me make Beto fucking speak.
I'm just saying.
Because his ass has been waiting. His ass has been waiting. Every time you're not here, he's going to be sitting right there, leaning on his boombox. He walked in with that shit on his shoulder.
Make him talk, because he's kind of freaking me out with his mouth open. Like, what's going on?
Oh, I got plans. Don't worry. I got plans.
That is the scariest phrase I've ever heard.
What? Have you seen Beto's TikTok page?
No, I know. You know what? The last time I don't remember what you posted it on. I don't remember if it probably was Instagram. You put some shit on Instagram before, right? It was a long time ago.
Yeah, during COVID and shit. Beto's he's been here since the beginning, man. That's why he's patient. He's drunk right now. He's actually passed out. He sleeps with his eyes open.
That's fucking terrifying.
But he's comfortable. You see, he's got his arm out like he's getting ready to say something.
He's got a lot going on.
Hey, and he made me light these candles.
You gotta set the mood, man. You gotta get your shit together.
That's how he said it. He said, "You must set the mood. You gotta set the mood," is what he said. I was like, "You mean mood?" He said, "Yeah, mood."
He look like the type of dude that talks with his hands, and then when he talk to chicks, he try to put his hand on their thigh. Like, slow down.
Oh yeah, sir. all day. Yo, he's a fucking pervert.
Slow down, sir.
Beto's a pervert. He's a pervert, but he's passed out right now. He sleeps with his eyes open. That's creepy, but yeah. So why don't you sum up the show for tonight? I'll shut the fuck up. You sum the show up for the people, for the youngsters out there listening. What did you grasp out of that? What did you get? How should someone take that? Come on now.
I kind of feel like it was a lot of different things, but it was definitely what the young people needed to see, because you can see someone who kind of looks like you, who comes from where you come from, who didn't necessarily make a dumbass video on TikTok and become rich in 2 days. Like, he had to do a couple things that didn't work to figure out what did work. You know what I'm saying? Like, he talked about, a little bit when he was younger, how, he didn't necessarily make the best decisions, but by chance, you know what I'm saying, he kind of lucked up on meeting somebody, you know what I'm saying? He just kind of kept himself, you know, in the right direction, you know, but he persevered and has made something out of himself. But I think the best thing to take from his interview is that you don't necessarily
don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Talk to the people. Don't talk to me. You talking to me right now. Talk to the people.
My bad, people. The best thing to take from what we heard tonight is that you're not going to always just wake up and be successful. Like, you just might have to sweat your balls off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect to just get something from shit. I can't fucking stand people that sit around and talk about, oh, so-and-so got this and so-and-so got that, or I wish I had that, but they not willing to do the shit that so-and-so did to get what they got. You know what I'm saying? If they talk to a motherfucker who got some shit that they want and they explain the road that they took to get there, half the motherfuckers' eyes will glaze over. You know what I'm saying? Like people just, I don't even know what to say. Like, but we need more men like that. You know what I'm saying? We need more women like that just, you know what I'm saying, that to show the people that, man, ain't nothing wrong with rolling up your fucking sleeves. For real.
Right. You heard what she said.
When you get where you're trying to go, you reach back also.
There you go. You heard it. You heard it. You heard it from Naj Vino herself. You heard her. Roll your motherfucking sleeves up, man. Stop crying. Do your shit. Be dirty and grimy with it, man. Come up out the mud and clean yourself off.
And then sometimes you know you gotta pivot. You know what I'm saying? Like every day, if like, especially if you're an entrepreneur, like every day is gonna probably look different. You know what I'm saying? And like majority of your life is gonna be a giant fucking pivot. But even, you know, like somebody who work a 9 to 5, like for me, like today, I think I pivoted 43 times today. You know what I'm saying? And
not 43.
Like about 43 motherfucking times, like literally. And I could just cry and be like, oh, I don't want to do it. I'm tired. I gotta blah blah blah. Who gives a fuck? Not one single person, because whether we did this show or not, life still fucking goes on. If we decided to give up and not do this fucking podcast, it's gonna be another motherfucking slide in. Catch these views. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. You heard her? You heard my co-host, the illustrious Naj Vino. She ain't here right now. Bethel's taking her place, but he is passed the fuck out with his mouth open and his eyes wide shut. So listen, we're going to end this, but not without saying, I don't want anybody out there, neither does Naj Vino, neither does Unwrap, want anybody to feel like they're doing something in a hamster's cage. You know what I'm saying? In a hamster's wheel. Like you just running to something for nothing. You know, like the old adage, the don't put the carrot in front of the horse. See, people don't understand what that means. Don't put your dreams in front of what you're doing. Get your dreams. You know what I'm saying? The horse is never going to get that carrot. He's never going to get that carrot. And for those of you kids or whoever in the fuck may not understand that, back in the days, in order to get a stubborn horse to move, they put a carrot on a stick and dangle it in front of them. And the horse would try to walk towards that carrot forever and never get it. You're never going to get the carrot if you put your intentions, you put your shit in front of what you really, really want and who you really, truly, truly are. Don't put the carrot in front of the horse. Do what you do. Figure it out. Throw things against the wall. Figure out what sticks. Make it fucking happen.
Yep. And sometimes you have to start over 6 and 12 and 14 times, but if you want something
1,000 times.
Yep. If you want something, you are the one that wants it. You gotta go fucking get it.
You got to go, motherfucker. Man, shout out to Naj Vino, man. What the fuck? Did she say that one more time?
If you want something, you the one that want it, go fucking get it.
That's what I'm saying.
But
that is exactly what I'm saying.
The message in that is, though, that you are the one that wants it, so you need to figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people focus too much on, oh, well, I said I was gonna do this and it didn't work out the way I said it was, and people gonna be saying some shit, so let me just do something else. Fuck the people, because
fuck people. Do what you feel.
I mean, it's, you know, because like if we sat around all day worried about what other people thought about us, we wouldn't be doing shit. Because most of the time when you tell somebody, I'm pretty sure when you was like, oh, I'm gonna start this podcast about hip hop, about 78 motherfuckers.
Man, everybody's like, nah, stick to music, bro.
Yeah, and it's like,
not everybody.
Who the fuck are you to piss on? You know what I'm saying? Like, to piss on my parade. And I say that to say that, you know, a lot of our parents come from the generation of people that are very cautious because they got shit very different. You know what I mean? So, you know, they operate, you know, way more safe than we would. But like, I don't want to do that to my kids, because I know I'm surrounded by a lot of creative people. I'm surrounded by a lot of artists, and I see what it does to people when somebody doesn't necessarily support the shit that you're trying to do. Even if you don't understand, even if you don't understand the vision, like, don't piss on the parade. Just encourage a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you know, if you just be a listening ear, you know what I'm saying, to somebody that's trying to tell you they want to do some shit, like, just be positive. Just give that positive energy, and that's something too, you know.
Yeah, and that's something that even we as a team have to learn how to do. We have to learn how to give each other positive energy, because maybe one day I'm not having a great day. Maybe one day you're not having a great day. Maybe we're not feeling the podcast. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, can't we take a day off? No, we can't.
We are fucking in it. It's going to
we are in it.
It's going to be done.
And one more thing I want to say to help the kids understand something, you know what I mean, about the horse and the carrot. There's another analogy that maybe they'll understand. You want to know what it is?
Yes.
Don't spend money that you don't have. Just don't start doing something and be like, we about to be rich, because you ain't about to be shit.
Man, you know what? Kris Kardashian says, never be married to the deal. You always got to be able to step back.
Right.
And like, yeah, like, for real, because a lot of I could see that happening a lot now, because people be getting all these weird ass deals and this get rich quick shit, and this
it's that. It's that you make a song, you're like, oh, we about to win it.
Yep.
We in now. No, you're not. Yeah. You just made a song. No. And only you and your homies think the song is good.
Yeah. Yeah. And if
you just made a podcast. If you did one podcast.
If you're sleeping on your auntie's couch and somebody gave you 10 grand, you should not be buying a motherfucking Gucci belt.
No. Also, keywords. Thank you for saying that. Invest in self. If you want to really make it, invest in what you really want to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Invest in it.
You got to figure out what that means for you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're in
No. It's quite simple. There's a lot of free applications and a lot of free shit, and people out there use them. Some of them make it. They're in the 1 percentile of not paying anything and using these free apps and free shit. But the fact of the matter is, if you want to reach a bigger audience and do bigger shit, you're gonna have to pay.
Right.
And if you want it to look right, you want people to recognize it as professional, you're gonna have to pay. And you're gonna have to learn how to pivot. If one shit doesn't work, you have to learn how to pivot and move. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is unwrap. This is what we do, man. We're just talking about unwrapping shit, right?
Yep.
I mean, to half the people out there, we probably ain't talking about shit, but if you really, really sit down and really, really listen to the things that we say, myself, my co-host, Naj Pino, the engineer, I don't know why in the fuck he ain't here today. He must be in Cabo or something. But
I'm gonna be mad as hell if the engineer in Cabo and we ain't in Cabo.
Listen, we don't get there. We gonna get there. Don't worry about him. He probably got other engagements that he's hacking into. I don't know.
You know what? That he definitely he could be on here just listening, just you know what I'm saying, because he do creepy shit like that.
If you really want the truth, low key, I think you kind of figured out who he was, and you're not saying anything. He might be there. It's Friday. He might be at your house, sitting back. Come on, girl, get off that podcast.
I resent that you would accuse me of such behavior.
That is piracy. I would tell you that. That is like taking over the captain of the ship or something. Like, yo, you do that. That's anarchy. That is going against the government. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Hey, I don't know what y'all might be planning to overthrow Unwrap, and then next thing you know, it's just you guys and then me. I'm just sitting somewhere like Bethel over here with my mouth open, like.
No, we gonna take him with us.
Bethel?
Yeah.
That's my Theo. You can't take him. So what is the story to be told? What is the lesson to be learned tonight? Don't make me go into a fucking rampage. I want you to speak to the people and tell them the lesson that they need to learn tonight, Nashvino. Get into storytelling mode. Tell them, what was the lesson to be learned tonight?
Just do it. Like, shit, just figure it out and fucking do it. Seriously. Like, I mean, you want to do something, figure it out. People do research on the new phone. People do research on, you know what I'm saying, the new car they want to get, like all this materialistic bullshit. People will research it to death, know everything about it. But something like...
People say you want to do research and you want to do something. But what you got to do...
shit, you got to make it happen. You got to figure out what that means for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to sell fucking cakes, figure out how to do it. Maybe you see somebody that does it, reach out to them and see if you might be able to, you know what I'm saying, use them as a mentor. I mean, there's all kinds of ways that you can make shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, people I think assume that everybody kind of operates on the, it ain't no room in this lane for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't like that. Now, some people are, you know what I'm saying, but you won't know until you try. I mean, there's so many different fucking things that people could do.
There's an ass for every seat.
Yep. Like bettering yourself should never be something that you're scared to do. You know what I mean? Like there's always room for improvement.
Word. All right. It might look like I'm hitting a blunt, but I'm not.
My eyebrow went up. Like, oh shit! Now what I missed?
Nah, I had a broken cigar. All right. So here's the thing. To all of our Unwrapped people out there and our two homies of the show, shout out to homie of the show, number one homie of the show, Rose Red. Shout out to number two homie of the show, BEAR GRIZZLY. You know what I'm saying? We give a little shout out to them, like, because they're the first homies of the show. A little something. Let's cut that off. All right. So here's the thing, people. You heard it. You heard it from Nashvino. You're going to hear it from me one more time. Do not put that fucking carrot in front of that goddamn horse. That horse will never catch it. Don't spend your goddamn money before you get it. In other words, don't think you're going to be rich off of one motherfucking song and you ain't did shit else, boy. Put in the work. Hustle, boy. So if you don't believe me, go back to all of our podcasts, and anybody that's ever been on the podcast, they will tell you the same fucking story.
That's true.
Hustle, work, hustle, work, hustle, work, hustle, work. Hit that shit on repeat, tape it down, and make sure that's what you do every fucking time. The other thing is... invest in self. You ain't getting nowhere. Don't think your granny's going to invest in you. She ain't going to do it. She don't believe in you. She didn't believe in you when you was in the microphone. When you begged her to buy you that microphone, she didn't believe in you. But she did it anyways. But she sure the fuck ain't going to come out of pocket for $3,000 for or anything else. Be glad she got you that microphone for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? What else? What am I missing, Najmino? God damn it. Stop being lazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Have patience. Your time will come. Content. Be on your grizzly. Man, we over here at Unwrap, man, we trying to give you the shit. That's what the name of the shit is, isn't it, Najmino?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
What are we doing over here at Unwrap?
But you know what though? Hustle and perseverance though is a two-headed coin, because on one side, you know what I'm saying, you gotta grind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta shit gonna get ugly. But on the other side of that coin, you also gotta operate with grace. You gotta be patient with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, that's the name of the game. That is what it is. This shit is not. This shit is not for everybody.
No. Because you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up. But you can't.
You will hit bumps in the road.
You can't be crying and fucking give up and quit because you know what I'm saying shit got ugly. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be resilient and be able to just, you know, shit. Oh well, I gotta try this different route.
Yeah. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. Fuck what everybody else is talking about. Now, Spino, do you hear what I'm talking about, man?
I hear what you are saying.
Listen, man, like even The Rock didn't know he was going to be as big as he is right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he persevered. Did he have a head start with his dad? Yeah, sure. But some of you have head starts and you don't even know it.
Nope.
The head start may be your mom, your uncle. You know how many times we hear, if it wasn't for my uncle, my uncle had a hookup. My uncle did this. My uncle did that. But they took advantage of it.
Yep.
Not advantage in a sense where you take something, you don't give anything back or expect something back. They took advantage of the opportunities that uncle or said person put in front of them. And
that's what I think what life is all about. You know what I'm saying? Capitalizing on opportunities, but not in a negative way.
Right. So, goddamn it. We're at 1 hour and 26 minutes, and we're going to sign off with you guys. But I'm going to let Vino, sign off with some amazing words from her repertoire of free speech. But don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Talk to the people.
From her repertoire of great speech. That shit needs to be fucking. We need to get a sound bite of that, and that needs to be an introduction to a segment. Like, that's hilarious.
Nah, okay. I got you.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Sign us off, baby girl.
Everybody out there, you hearing it from me. You need to operate with grace to pave your road to peace. That's all the fuck I gotta say.
Goddamn. That was short, sweet, and low-key a little beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Say it again. Pave your road to your own peacefulness.
Operate with grace to pave your road to peace.
Operate. You heard what she said. Operate with peace to pave your road to peacefulness.
God damn it.
I said it wrong again?
Yes, but sure.
Fuck it. It all sounds right. Let's go.
It does. Do what he said.
All right, so you know what this has been? This has been what, Najmino?
Motherfucking Unwrap.
And we gonna be back at it like crack addicts when?
Every motherfucking Friday, 8:30 Central Standard Time, same bad time, same bad channel.
You heard that shit. We out of here, motherfucker.